Hello there. It's a wonderful day in the city of Abuja. As I look out of the window, I see that the sky is really bright and so sunny, and it's an interesting time to actually be here and to talk about some interesting things about business development, market development that revolves around innovation, creativity, and value creation. you allow I agree with me that value creation is a function of seeing a need or meeting a problem or creating a solution that will improve and further impact on people and situations. In this series of seminars, which this happened to be the first of it, I'll be talking about quite a whole lot of things as it relates to innovation, as it relates to how value is created and what you stand to gain in when you use your innovative and your creative skills to bring out new offerings in the market. You agree with me that the market is in an ever-evolving process, and only the people that are creative and innovative will stay ahead of the game. My name is Kolawole Kende, and I welcome you to this session, Innovation and Value Creation, a guide to new product development and market development. Please stay tuned as we progress. Hello there once again. I want to thank you all for joining once again, and I appreciate the fact that you are now live on my Zoom meeting and the seminar tabbed Innovation and Value Creation. And in this session, I'm going to be unpacking a whole lot about what innovation means, what value means, when in what stage, at which stage do we become innovative, and when do we actually create value, and the importance of value at itself. Let's look at it as this, as an organization. An organization is driven by some core values. Obviously, an organization has a mission that they want to, the mission and a vision that they believe in, but they have driving values. They have core values that drive them. Values are things that they hold dear to themselves, and that makes them feel unique, distinct, and also sets them at a competitive advantage. You agree with me that when you talk about the importance of value, you know that value actually means creating something that is relatable, that can be used, that has impact, and that can improve the whole process, so to speak. So in this session, I will unpack that in the next 25, 30 minutes to let you know how innovation works and how value and innovation are actually a twin side of the coin that eventually serve the market and make the market interesting and very exciting. Right now, I'll be sharing my screen as we progress, and I would like you to just follow up as the meeting progresses, so to speak. So once again, I welcome you to the session, Innovation and Value Creation, and I spoke extensively about the impact of innovation and value. We operate at a system at a time now whereby there's so much demand on our time, there's so much demand on the need of the market, and there is a need for the market to really stand and get to the tune of the business and make sure that businesses are much more, not that they just make money, but they actually meet the needs of the market. You recall that about some days ago, we had that Standard Chartered Bank is actually shutting down about 50% of their branch network, and they're leveraging on mobile telephony to make sure that they can reach a wider market. What does this tell you? That means the businesses of yesteryears and the business model of yesteryears have changed, and the way people see business now is different from what it used to be. So if you are not operating within the realm of innovation and in the realm of value creation, you might eventually be playing yourself outside of the market. And this is what we want to try and see how we can get over and sort things out, so to speak. So the topic once again is innovation value and innovation and value creation, a guide to new product and market development. And I'll start with this. Ideas actually rule the world. Ideas are a product of inspiration, they're a product of experiences, and they can be experiential, they can be intuitive, and they can actually be gotten from observations. You recall that ideas are things that are critical, and these are things that make the whole world really turn around and get the best out of it. My name is Kolawole Kende, and you can see all my handles on the screen from LinkedIn to Twitter. And hey, we've got that Twitter back in Nigeria as of today. I want to appreciate the federal government for seeing the need that the youth really have to put value, and they've seen that even Twitter as a whole is offering value to the people of Nigeria, and the Nigerian people are not going to take that for granted. I'm a learning and development practitioner with over 13 years experience in the finance industry, education industry, management consulting industry, as well as the logistic business. Right now, we do corporate trainings and business development. I also consult for middle C-level executives and business owners. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm the managing principal of Rose Window Consulting Limited. We're an integrated marketing, communication, and management consulting outfit with interest in agri value chain, edutech, business development, logistics, and a lot more. And also a social cause champion, and I believe strongly that today we have to learn how to partake in a course that helps the society become better. One of my course is to ensure that I liberalize and democratize education and improve how people learn and how people develop. So these are part of our corporate social responsibility as a company to delivering value, and our goal is to lift not less than 10,000 jobs in the first and second quarter of 2022 through training and capacity building. Our head office is on the 4th floor, Gateway Plaza, Zakaria Malamari Street, Central Area in Abuja. And you can visit our website, www.rosewindowconsulting.com, or just shoot us an email at training@rosewindowconsulting.com. And I jump straight into the presentation of the day. I mentioned earlier on that ideas are critical to the growth of every business. Businesses that solve problems are businesses that are formed with interesting ideas and they form the basis of creating value. Someone thought that people could move in the air, and voila, the airplane was created. These are ideas, and they had to go through a transformational process before they became something worthwhile and all of that. And of course, ideas come from a whole lot of things, like I mentioned, from observation, from intuition. It could come as a form of a feedback, or it could be developed during a brainstorming session. When ideas are created, it could strengthen the process of innovation. And in my own definition, I said innovation is a process that transforms an entity into an enhanced value. Innovation could be incremental, it could be evolutionary, it could even be revolutionary and radical. What I mean is that innovation builds on an existing entity. We find that what is the most simple way, the most creative way, the most affordable way to get things done. And we felt that from the horse and carriage, we should provide a train system. And of course, you could see that it's an incremental way for movement. Then, of course, came the automobiles, and came the fast motorbikes, came the fast trains and the supersonic jets and all of that. So innovation is transformational. It could come from a position of growth, and it could also happen from an intuitive process, so to speak. And I think that is an interesting thing to note about innovation. It's a transforming process, and it's a process whereby you start from something that already exists to improving a process so as to speak. Now, creativity has to do about our mental ability to form ideas and to make those ideas come into existence. I said it's a mental ability to conceptualize new and unusual ideas from something that could be random, from basic discussion, or to something unusual or something unrelated, even to making sure that things become moving and it becomes an entity, so to speak. Now, how do we create value? I said value is created, and value is a subjective state, because what I find valuable might not be valuable to you. But value is a process whereby we create something from a state of mind, and we create something that is useful, that is needed, and something that is important for growth and for sustenance. In the world of business today, the fintechs are getting more ground than the traditional banks, because one, the fintechs are reducing processing time, they are reducing processing time, and they are fast-tracking processes to making sure that credits are done even without little or no documentation. And that is a process whereby you find that the fintechs have been able to innovate from the traditional process of bureaucracy that is engulfed when it comes to credit administration and all of that. But at today, you find that today credit administration has been able to be more fast-tracked because of the platforms of credit bureaus, the introduction of bank verification numbers and all of that. And it helps financial tech companies, which we always call fintechs, to become faster and better and mover of credit in Nigeria. And if you look at the number of credits that were granted in the last quarter of 2021, you saw that fintechs granted a whopping 25% more than the traditional banks. That is interesting, and that is it's something that you really need to look at. I said creating means that bringing out something from scratch. You could start with an idea or possibility, like I mentioned. It is something that will improve the way we look at things, and it's something that helps us become better. Creativity could be from a point of offering a service. It could be from a point of creating a product in terms of manufacturing. It could be found in improving a process, or it could also be found in engaging and fast-tracking a procedure. And of course, making it become something that is new and something that is interesting in the market. The bottom line is that creativity is enhanced by our innovative states. However, we know that innovation and creativity, they support the ability of businesses to attract customers and to create new markets. When you innovate, the chances that you're going to create a product is higher, and of course, we will need to lead to new market development. We will look at how all of this work hand in hand as the presentation progresses. And I spoke about value creation once again. I said it's a process whereby you understand and identify and you develop a proposition that solves or meets a need. Anything that you will do in terms of innovation and creativity that does not solve a problem or meet a need, it's not innovative enough and will not sell in the market space. The market needs solutions. The market needs problems to be solved. Their needs to be met, and their solutions are waiting to be solutions to be created for those needs. And of course, creativity is also as an intuitive process. Like I said, it could form from a hunch. It could be formed from a way you look at ideas and how you get the best out of those ideas and all of that. So these are some of the things that you will need to look at when we talk about creativity and innovation. And I want us to also understand once again, welcome, Andrew. Thank you for joining. I can see that you've been around for a while. And once again, I've been talking about the value of innovation, the value of creativity. And I said innovation is it's a process of transformation. It's a process whereby you improve the process. It's a process whereby you improve the way things are done, and it's a transformational process, because the process of the process at which innovation starts in new business development or new product development has to do with the fact that there is a process before that has some limitations, because innovation is a function of the ability to rise above a prior limitation. There's a limitation in an offering, and the way we can fast track or get a better deal from the offering is to innovate. When you say you innovate, you transform an entity. But when you say you create, it's a mental ability, your mental capacity to transform something from an idea or from an existing product or content or an existing service. Now, when you streamline that initial process, we can say you have innovated from it. I mentioned earlier on, we had this huge, big computer before, but now we could do everything from our mobile phones. Now you could join me. I can see Andrew has joined me from the mobile phone, and some could join me using their Apple Watch, some are actually joining using their desktop and all of that. So if you look at the process of innovation between the supercomputer to the desktop computer, to the laptop, to the tablet PCs, and now to the mobile phones, you know that there has been a procedural growth in terms of creativity and in terms of innovation. And that is what we really need to look at, especially well, and get the best value from it. And I will share my screen again with you on this one, and I would want to let us look at the impact of the impact of value creation and how it helps us become better people, and how it helps us develop value in a way that it's actually enriching and it's actually engaging. I said the core values, like I mentioned, organizations are run by core values. Core values are things that they hold dear to them, things they feel that are important to them. The core values are things that make them competitive in the market. Some organizations, they have their core values: integrity, transparency, accountability, and all of that. And it's a function of the culture of the organization itself. Now, the culture and the core values are things that are important to them. So when you talk about value itself, value is something that is useful, that is important, that is needed, and that could obviously make you take money into the bank. You recall that this, as a business masterclass, the idea of creating value is to make sure that you get business and get business through product development and through new market development. Now, in the fintech industry, you find out that the fintech guys are doing more of a loan lending more than deposit taking. And the market is focused on between 1,000 to 10,000 naira, because they know almost everybody should be able to afford that. So they have a larger market space and market base compared to a traditional commercial bank that would shy away from loaning a customer 10,000 naira, so to speak. Now look at loaning about 20 million people 10,000 naira, and just loaning one person maybe 5 million naira. Of course, the value that will have been created with that 20 million people would be much more than the value that has been created by one person. So that is it. So you see that creativity in that space means that now we can expand our market reach, review the customer personnel, reduce issues of loan documentation so that we can get more business and get a larger market to patronize our services. That's why most businesses don't go to commercial banks for loans, because they're not just going to get that. Now, in terms of creating value, you know that value has to come from an idea, and the process of making an idea turn into something worthwhile is called ideation. Ideation is a process whereby our ideas are transformed into prototyping, into reality, and they are test run and iterated. When it becomes formed, then it becomes a product or service. And that process is an innovative process. It's a transformational process, it's an incremental process, and can help improve the business. And when you look at that, you also see that when businesses create values, they meet needs, they solve problems. And when businesses solve problems and meet needs, they take money to the bank. If your business is not meeting any need or solving a problem, you might not have the opportunity to take money to the bank. But if you want to start taking money to the bank, you must start to understand that, one, your business offering must meet a need, and it must also solve problems. Ideally, in fact, businesses are made or are meant to meet needs and solve problems. And value is anything that anybody finds relevant. If you look at a whole lot of things happening in the market space today, you see that new businesses come into the market space presenting two things. Is either they present benefits or they present features. Benefits are what a product will do to you, while features are the processes or the enhancement of a product itself, the ways a product is formed and how it looks like are the features of it, but the benefit is what they actually do to you. Okay, just like a smartphone, a 5G smartphone. If a 5G smartphone is a phone that would be able to read more data and more information and can be attached to the Internet of Things more than a 2G phone. That means a 2G phone might not be able to do more of that, of course, and won't be able to get that value that we find so dear and so important to us. And what does that do? Because that's a feature. It can make me read more information. Now, when it makes me read more information, what do those information do to me? They make me make better decisions, and those are the benefits. So when you are forming your product, you have to look at the benefits more than looking at the features. While it's fantastic to have branding and to have all of those designs and all of that, you must know that those designs are actually offering benefits that are relatable, that are adaptable, that are important, and that are needed in the market. And that is how it is. And if you look at the screen, you see the journey of the computer, like I mentioned earlier on. From my left, you see the lady with the fax machine and the huge computer. And now we go to the era of the video camera and the telephone. Of course, that's a funny picture online. And we got to the point of having tablet PCs, moving around, then to the point of laptop. But today, everything we do now is done from the mobile phone. Everything we do today is done from the mobile phone. The mobile phone has become so smart that it can do a whole lot of things. And we'll see that there has also been a transformation in the technology space, because we've moved from a position of analog to the digital. We've also found an evolution on the emergence of the internet and all of that, now we have the Internet of Things, whereby all these devices can be connected to it. Before, we used to have a whole lot of base stations, but almost everything is gone to the cloud now. We use the cloud for storage, we use the cloud for information processing, we use the cloud to manage a database and all of that. And you see that now also there's been a convergence of technology, because now the telephone, the bank, the post office, the gym and all of that are now owned in your mobile phone. Now with the mobile phone, you can go to the bank. With the mobile phone, you check your heart rate. With the mobile phone, you could check your pulse rate, and you could do a whole lot of things with the mobile phone. That shows you the power of innovation and creativity, so to speak. I said innovation, when you turn a process from something that is turning value into tangible and intangible offerings, the underlying thing is that they eventually become meet needs and solve problems. We can also talk about innovating a procedure. Before, in Nigeria, when you want to get your company registered, you had to look for a lawyer to do that for you, to do your filing and all of that. But today, you could do your registration from the comfort of your office, and you could do all those processes even right from your mobile phone. Now, the government of Nigeria has found out that it will be easier for them to attend to more people and get more business registrations done. And they've simplified the processes that have been cumbersome, so that at the click of a button, you can get things done the way you want it and how you want it. And we all know that innovation propels civilization. Now, for product development, there are processes and procedures to how product can be developed and how we should look at the impact of product development in our space. When you look at product development, you look at it from a position of features and benefits. I've kept on talking about features and benefits, so to speak, and creating something that is valuable. You could focus on a niche, or you could look at processes and get the best out of them. And there's a cycle to how products are done, and products that have benefits are more inclined to make are more open to get more businesses than products that are just basically on features and all of that. Focusing on benefits will be rewarding. It will be more rewarding because those are actually the things that meet needs and solve problems. And I looked at the cycle of innovation. There are so many things that we can create value from. We can create values from idea. We can create values from products. We can create value from services, from solutions, from processes, and even from procedures. And I'll break them down one after the other. Like I mentioned, you can look at value from new ways of doing things and new ways of creating things, or a new way of using things. And if you look at the mobile phone, like I mentioned, when the mobile phone came to the Nigerian space, all we could do was just make voice calls. But today, as it is, we could even ask Google to tell us about the weather, or we could ask them to show us the nearest supermarket so we could get our groceries for the day. So that's how much innovation and value creation has come. And using the mobile phone as a case study, you know that the mobile phone has done a lot of wonders, and I could say is the invention of the century, so to speak. Now, from the products, we can also look a way of producing an existing offering. Recall when we had the war with the dairies, we had the picnic, the cowbell, and products were produced only in tins, but cowbell came into the market and they started producing sachets. Now it's a common phenomenon that every dairy product providers and manufacturers will enter the market with sachet dairy products even before they switch to thin milk and all of that. And of course, they've been able to now segment the market to know where they want to play in the market. You can also look for new ways of using an offering or new ways of assessing an offering. When coming to services, the impact of COVID-19 impacted the training industry. Most of our trainings were on-site training, but now we do Zoom classes, we do Zoom training, and there's a little bit of hybrid and all of that. And today we've witnessed the rapid rise of work from home, and a lot of businesses have switched online, and a lot of services are being provided without people being in particular locations. Collaborations are done online with Google Docs, with Microsoft Envision and all of that. You find out that products and services that will ideally need a physical presence are now being shortchanged by technology. That's the impact of products and all of that. And of course, I mentioned about solutions too. The way we deliver offerings can be very interesting. It can be very engaging. And the way we look at things can also give us an introduction and some ideas and insights into how businesses run their solutions and how they provide services. Also, we can learn how to manage the flow of business operations and processes within the system. I mentioned about the Corporate Affairs Commission and business registration in Nigeria. You can see now that the processes are streamlined. You don't have to make a formal visit to the Corporate Affairs Commission before you can get registered. Now, all you have to do is just Google the link and start your registration pronto. These are things that are innovation and creativity does. Now, talking about procedures, if you have been following, you know about the impact of KPIs on staff performance and appraisals and all of that, and how all of this pan out into making people probably stay on their jobs or keep their jobs. So there are so many procedures today that have been really revamped to ensure that things are done well and people are becoming more creative and all of that. Now, what creates value on its own? Value is created from a whole lot of things. And one of the things that creates value is from our ingenuity. That's our intuitiveness. How intuitive are you in what you're doing? How is the value creation coming up? It can come out of a relevance from something that is relatable and of course, something as a response to the market need. Now, value are created from ingenuity, like I mentioned, from the fact that they are relatable to a need, or they solve problems, or they offer superior offerings. And of course, these things most of the time stand out from competition. Yeah, innovation, of course, comes in its own way, and it comes with you talking about filling a gap, closing a lag, or probably simplifying a process. I mentioned earlier on, we had the mobile phone, from just voice calls to emails, down to the banking, now to our health check, and even our fitness instructor and all of that. So those processes have become simplified and they are adding value on a daily basis. Now, the value chain for product development has to start with ideation. That is when you think about the product and making it come into reality. Has to do with prototyping. That's the developing a replica of what you intend the value to be. Then we'll talk about testing, because after we prototype, we need to test and retest. The process of continuous testing is called iteration, to actually know that it's fit for the market and it can make sales within the market before we go towards a commercialization of the offering or the value that we have talked about, so to speak. So the whole essence of product development and market development has to do with creating a niche for yourself, understanding the market need through ideation, through observation, through experience, even through feedback from people, then designing and looking for a way to make sure that those things come up and become better offerings, so to speak, and all of that. By February, I would also be talking on how small businesses can take value on innovation and value creation in this question and answer session, how to start a small business, and that's coming up in February at 12 noon. So you could join me, for that presentation. Now, I'm able to unpack 3 industries, and I showed how innovation and creativity have evolved over time. And if you look at the banking space started with trade by barter, then the use of cowries, use of precious metals, then we went to banknotes itself and to transfers and e-wallets. Then we're talking about cryptocurrency and all of that. And for transportation, people started with their foot, with their legs, they walk. Then we have the horse and carriage. We had the train, the automobile, the airplanes. Now we have special transportation. That means virtual transportation in virtual reality, and transportation into space. For communication, people started passing information through the word of mouth, and from person to person, town criers to paper publication, newspaper print, and all of that. Then we had the improvement in radio and television. Now, telecommunication has gone so far, and it has improved quite a whole lot of things. This shows a further understanding of the bank and how the bank has been able to innovate and create value over time. And of course, the bank is where the borrower and the depositor meet. And now the banks are collaborating also with fintech. So there is a triangular kind of engagement within the banks, the fintech, and the people that borrow and they take money from. So you can see that the depositors would, and now the fintechs now are merging both depositors and borrowers, and they're also offering simulated services, just like the traditional banks are doing. And I mentioned earlier on that it has to follow from the stage of processes, procedures, and strategies. And these strategies would, in the form of how fintechs have been able to do much more better than traditional banks within the banking space. Now, I will briefly talk about my growth matrix and how value is gotten. You have come from a position of collaboration to convergence activities to operations management and cash flow. Your ability to marry all of this together would improve the opportunity and the value that you create within your market space and within your competitive edge and the advantage that you find in your space. And for collaborations, you can do with your competition. You look at the substitute and alternative within your market and the complementary products within your market. Then on convergence, you can leverage on technology, on information, even on production. And you find businesses doing shared services and all of that. And of course, today you can manage your cash flow even from your mobile phone, from many apps that you find online today can help you improve your process. You know that innovation is a function of value, and the value is a function of creativity, and the creativity is a function of your invention. And this is a cyclical way of how these things flow. I mentioned earlier on that what connects creativity and innovation is ideas. It's a simplified process, and they are the ideas that give you the best out of what you do and how you can get the best out of it. So I'm inviting you for my next seminar coming up on the 19th of January and 22nd of January. Start building formidable teams. This is for HR officers, compliance officers, sales and marketing team leads, and business owners. Here we will learn how to enhance collaboration, how you can facilitate purposeful meetings, and how you can use technology to stay in touch with your team and all of that. The idea is to make sure that you create value while you get the best out of your team. I also want to let you know that we are currently running a deck of business development virtual training classes that's been going on for the past 6 months. We've been doing that every month, and we'll start it again in this month of January. So you could register for the business development sessions and how to unpack and to do environmental analysis, how to be clear about your business options, to know which of the markets you need to play in and how to get the best out of your market. You can see some of our services, training, development, and look at all of those things and be a part of the ongoing trend. I want to thank you once again for the opportunity that you have given us to be a part of this, to have been a part of this presentation. I look forward to you becoming more improved. You agree with me that innovation and creativity are things that are needed in new markets and business development, and understanding that innovation is transformational, it can be incremental, it's evolutionary, and value is creativity is the mental ability to create value, and value is what you hold there and important, and that could become productive into the society. Once again, I want to thank you for being a part of this seminar, and I look forward to you joining me in subsequent seminar. Don't forget to join me once again and look at and be a part of our business development class, and also be a part of the team building session coming up on the 19th and 22nd of April. Akin, thank you so much. And I appreciate you guys, because right now we're talking about the upcoming training that is happening right now, and we welcome you to be a part of the building a formidable team. Your team is important. Your ability to get the best team or the right team for your business will do you a whole lot of good. Now we'll tell you how to collaborate both online and offline, and how to improve your processes. Here you will learn how to facilitate purposeful meetings, how to use technology to stay in touch with your people, and all of that. So I would want you to be a part of this, and also be a part of the business development class coming up. If you are a startup, if you are new businesses, it's important that you understand how your market operates and what is really important in your market space. Getting quality and personalized training can help build your team and increase the capacity of your team. I want to encourage you to be a part of this business development session, and I would be communicating how you can get a part of it to you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for joining the session. You can send me a mail here at training@rosewindowconsulting.com. Akin, Ade, Andrew, Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. And I look forward to you being a part of my forthcoming live Q&A session. Be part of a forthcoming live Q&A session coming up on the 2nd of February. That's coming on the 2nd of February. You can send me an email to be a part of that that seminar. If you have questions that you want me to answer on small businesses, we have made sure that you will improve the processes and make sure that you get the best out of it. I also want you to be a part of my live Q&A session, how you can use social media and email for relationship building and customer service resolution. Today, we are in the age of the social media. We'll walk through how we can get the best from the social media and how we can leverage social media. Thank goodness that we're back live on Twitter now. So you could join me on Twitter. Now you could also connect with me on all my social media handles at Kolawole-Kende77 on LinkedIn. You can follow me at Kolawole-Kende77 on Twitter, or you could also join me at kolawole.kende.77 on Facebook, and also kolawole.kende.77 on Instagram. Our office is still at the 4th floor, Gateway Plaza, Zakaria Maimalari Street, Central Business District, Abuja. And you can check our website at www.rosewindowconsulting.com. If you have a small business and you are itching to get the best out of it, we can help you source for staff and also help you train them and let them become better and more empowering staff in your organization. We have trainings all year round. And if you send me your email, I will be sending our training calendar to your respective emails for an all-round business engagement. Once again, I want to invite you to my seminar, How to Start a Small Business. I will be sharing ideas on not only how to use social media, email, but how to form your business, how to source for funds for your small business, and how to manage your business on a milestone basis. Also, don't forget to be a part of my Building Formidable Team seminar. It's 5,000 naira per participant, and you can find all the information that you need just on the screen. And also for our business development class, it's a 2-day virtual training on business development for relationship managers and also for startup businesses. You can send me an email on training at rosewindowconsulting.com or info@rosewindowconsulting.com, or just give me a call at 09024259529 or 08055159014. I look forward to more engagement with you, and I say do have a wonderful time as we round up this session, so to speak. So Akin, I want to thank you. If you can hear me, you can unmute and just say hello to the house. It's quite a long time seeing you, and it's interesting finding you here in this space. So I appreciate your time, and I look forward to more engagement with you guys. Do have a great day, and bye-bye.